Welcome in, guys, and I'm here to do my recap of the Lions versus Packers game. Again, I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving today and enjoyed the turkey and the cranberry sauce and the mac and cheese and the green bean salad and all the beer. Also, if you don't drink beer, alcohol-free beer is available. But yeah, it's better than watching this shit show of a game on Thanksgiving. So yeah, where do I start here? I always, even in the previews, I'm like, oh, the Lions get the win here. It's like, what am I doing here? But oh yeah, ultimately, it was one of those where you look at this game and you're like, if we couldn't get a win against the Packers, season's kind of over. This was the first time the Packers beat us home and on the road for the first time since 2020. So first time in 5 years that we've lost the Packers at home and on the road. So yeah, let's get into this game. So we start off really. I thought we started off okay. We it was 3rd and 6 when the Packers were in possession, and um, the defense gave some great pressure to Jordan Love, but ultimately that wasn't the case all of the game. So uh, the Packers get a conversion, so it's 3-0, and then the defense, and Michael Parsons and that secondary basically do a double team on Jared Goff when it was 3rd and 15, and ultimately Jared Goff has has to force himself to turn over the ball. Then the Packers, there was a play call here where the Packers are 4th and 2, and Devontae Wicks is again wide open somehow. Again, we had this problem with we had this problem with Wan'Dale Robinson last week. We had it again today, where um, Devontae Wicks was wide open, and then Reese, you've got DJ Reese trying to get to his man, didn't work, and ultimately we're down 10 points before the halftime. Um, and then Montgomery gets us back in the game. It was a really great. Montgomery gets the Lions back in the game. When it was 3rd and goal. But yeah, we're 10-7 before the second half, and then what happens here again is what happened. Well, Devontae Wicks makes it 10-0, and like I said, 10-0 when it's 4th and 10. Then uh, the Lions getting themselves back into it with Montgomery. But again, this was a problem here with DJ Reed. DJ Reed had a really bad game. Really, the secondary was bad all game, but DJ Reed was really he was the shits today. Like, he's 4th and 1, and Romeo Doubs is basically open, and basically Romeo Doubs um, yeah, it's 4th and 1, and then Romeo Doubs goes for a touchdown. The corners um, the corners are too late to stop the break, and ultimately DJ Reed's like, oh yeah, there's fucking Romeo Doubs gaining himself a conversion here to ultimately, you're going into the second half here, down 17 points now. Then, 3rd and 3, we had probably one of our best plays we've had all game offensively. It was 3rd and 3, and it was a great quick snap and scream, and you could see that Jameis Williams was twisting and spiral. He was twisting and getting away from the Packers defense, and gets the conversion in, and it was 17 and 14 coming out of the halftime. Going into the second half was 17 and 14 after Williams did some great play to maneuver himself out of the defense, spirals himself out of there and makes it 17-14. But ultimately that didn't fucking matter, because not too long after that, it's 2nd and 10. Packers are on the offense here, and Robertson should be handling Christian Watson a lot better than he did. Ultimately, he couldn't get a hand on Christian Watson. He's basically just runs past Robertson. Robertson's like, oh yeah, there he is again. Robertson couldn't handle Christian Watson, and then Christian Watson gets the conversion when it was 2nd and 10, and then the Packers are up 24-14. And Tesla Isaiah Tesla, who was back for this game, as I talked about yesterday, he was injured. When I recorded that on Wednesday, he was back for today's game. He gets to 1st and 10. It was a great distribution. This was probably Jared Goff's second best play of the game. It's 1st and 10. Jared Goff has some. Jared Goff passes to Isaiah Tesla. But again, the distribution of when Jared Goff was getting that ball out was really bad. His distribution with the ball today was bad. Jared Goff's distribution, like I said, with the ball was bad. His pocket awareness wasn't good either. But yeah, Tesla gets us, tries to get us back in the game here. But ultimately, Devontae Wicks, who was he was fantastic today for the Packers. He gets himself another touchdown, another conversion for the day, and makes it 31-21. Really, consolation was that the Packers give away an illegal penalty, and then Jake Bates late in the 4th quarter gets us a conversion to make it 24-31. Didn't really matter because we was really bad all game. And then you look at the stats here. Now, Jared Goff had 256 passing yards. Again, most of those were fumbles and drops, but he did pass for 256 passing yards. Compared to like Jordan Love here, who had like 218, 200, it was 240 like passing yards. But Jared Goff had 2 touchdowns, 20 out of 26 throws, and Jordan Love though had a good game for himself. Probably one of his best offensive games he's had in a while. He had 4 passing touchdowns, 18 out of 30 throws. Jahmyr Gibbs again didn't really do much in this game, but he had 20 carries. You look at this though, the pass rush didn't do shit today. That defense. No sacks in the game. We didn't make the Packers turn over the ball once in this game, which is a huge red flag, especially when you look at the defensive performance we had against the Eagles a few weeks ago. The warning signs were there with the Giants, and it was there. It's been there all year, kind of. But you look at the pass rush today; it was really bad. Like, where the fuck was Aiden Hutchinson in this game? Didn't sack anybody. We're doing 4th and down consistently. That was one of the play calls was doing consistently 4th and down, and Jared Goff was never hitting anybody or getting anybody on 4th and down. The secondary was giving up 15 yards today, when it was, in the second half of the game, they was giving up 15 yards in the secondary, which shouldn't be happening. Kelvin Shepherd has to address that in the next. He has to address that in the next game. You're giving up 15 yards in both in the second half of the game. Where was Amos St. Brown today? He really didn't turn up today. Consistently, we've been doing this all year, but the drop balls has been a consistent problem. And I saw people online saying, "Oh, the refs." Yeah, the refs weren't good today, but ultimately we cannot be blaming the refs for. Yeah, the refs on some play calls weren't good today. The officiating and the calling today from the refs was bad. But I'm not blaming that solely. That's not on the ref. That's just really down to poor play calling on both sides of the ball. Offensive line, again, it was Today's offensive line was a makeshift offensive line. It's like, what the fuck was that offensive line? Like, Frank Raccoon is coming out of retirement for some reason. Like that was a really makeshift offensive line from Dan Campbell. I know that Dan Campbell's doing the play calls now, and it just shows that what the fuck are we doing here? It's like, oh my god, and defensively, oh, Calvin Shepard, man, like I thought he was doing well a few weeks ago, but 15 yards, gave up 15 yards in the when it was like 4th and 5th against the Packers. It's like, what are we doing here? And then ultimately, like I said, the next 2 games here, we're on the road to the Cowboys and we're at home to the Rams. 2 teams that, again, the Cowboys, you look at their defense, they are gettable. We did, they are a gettable defense. But their offense, Talbert, Ferguson, you got Dak Prescott. And then you got the Rams, like the Rams are putting up some good, you got Kyron Williams, you've got Matthew Stafford, who's having a fantastic year. Do you think our defense is going to stop Matthew Stafford or Kyron Williams? Get the fuck out of here, man. It's just another fucking game, another 3 hours wasted watching this shit show of a fucking game. But yeah, that's my review, guys. Bye.